This presentation's about object-oriented programming. Now, essentially, these videos are going to be a little away from what the syllabus is when it comes to ICSE, but this is going to help you as a programmer overall if you're willing to pursue it later on. And it might just trigger that intent to pursue programming later on, because I'm going to explain to you why people use object oriented programming, why it's such a big deal, and well, what exactly it is, the what, the why, the how of object oriented programming. Now, essentially, when you use any software on your computer, let's say you use a software called, well, I don't know, let's say you use a software called iTunes. Now, most of you must have heard of iTunes. It's a music software. Now, essentially, iTunes, what does it do? iTunes essentially works on music, right? So you can play songs and stuff like that. So now essentially iTunes is written in code. Now you can use the iTunes software because someone wrote code, someone wrote this whole application. So iTunes is essentially code in a lot of languages. Now think of it this way: why do you write a class? Now essentially I don't mean it in a very objective form, in the sense that you write a class because you have to give the ICSE exam, but as a programmer, why would you define a class, or what's the use of having a class rather than just having some mathematical calculations and giving you your answer? Well, the use of having a class is other people can use that class. Class is like one program, one set of instructions in itself, which other people can use, and a huge set of these classes and interfaces, as we know, as a package. One package can be used by a lot of people to do a lot of things. There's something called an application programming interface, or an API. Now Facebook has an API which I've been working with very recently, and for my Android app development. So now once you work with an API is basically a bunch of classes that someone else has written and has provided you so that you can utilize those classes. So basically the Android API, the Facebook API, my bad. The Facebook API essentially is a very good example of why you write a class. Essentially, you know that an object is an instance of a class, so that one programming language, I'm really sorry, that not programming language, that one API can be used by a lot of people, and they can create objects of classes in that API. And now I think if you can relate this back to the video on access specifiers, it would make a little more sense to you. Now essentially this is object oriented programming. This is what it is and why you use it. Now if you write your own class, you write a class so that other people can use your class and other people can perform some job with the help of your class. That's why you write a class in essence, not writing a class that has a method which has, well, addition of two integers or something like that. That is perfectly normal, but the reason you write a class, and they won't teach you this in ICSE, ICSE won't tell you this, the reason you write a class is so that other people can use it. That's the reason we all write software programs, right? Because we want to help other people, because we want our software to sell, because we want other people to use our software. So essentially that's why you write a class, and that's why object oriented programming is useful. I'll get into the principles of object oriented programming in the next video, but this was a basic presentation on the what and the why and the how of object oriented programming. I hope I've not managed to leave you too confused. If I have, then please let me know in the comments. I'll be delighted to make another video. So have a good day, guys. See you.